Now there's certain truths that are creeping into human consciousness. They've been simmering under the surface for a long time, but they're starting to make sense to people. The first one is that the earth and all beings on the earth are consciousness, and we are part of that consciousness. We are part of a continuum of consciousness, and you can feel and absorb the consciousness of trees, of other people. You don't see it, you can feel it. You can't go out and see God, but open your heart and you can feel God is everywhere. Spirit is everywhere. And spirit is, in fact, the true name for the divine, the divinity that everything has and that we also have. And it's not a divinity, which means we have to make war on everything else. It's a divinity that we share with everyone else. And so this is a momentous time in our history. It's biblical, it's scriptural. It's about Revelation, ends the whole period covered by scripture. Well, it's time to close the scriptures that were written by men and go out and open yourself to the scriptures of being, the scriptures that the earth is, the scriptures that spirit is, that spirit wrote, and for each one of us. The truth is, we made God, Jesus into a God, and all the rest of us are miserable little human beings who have to be saved by Jesus. But we're beginning to know that we are in fact reincarnating beings, that we're here for a purpose, that everybody is here for some purpose. We need a system of life based on respect for the earth, respect for every single individual, and respect for everyone, that honors the fact that, in fact, we are immortal, eternal, reincarnating beings. And those who know say, so are the animals, and so are the trees. And what are we here for? We're here to create the Garden of Eden back on earth that we were driven out of so long ago because we simply were not worthy of it. Lots of stories are made up, of course. You have to remember that the stories were written by men, blaming women for everything. And I want to end on one last note. The whole of Christianity is based on the worship of a celibate male God, Jesus. Now, what if he wasn't celibate? If he wasn't celibate, the whole sacred hierarchy would fall. But increasingly, the evidence is that at the dawn of Christianity was a sacred partnership between Jesus and Mary Magdalene, broken by the church, who turned Mary Magdalene into a harlot and has vilified her down through the ages. The woman Jesus loved vilified her down through the ages. Now they at least call her Saint Mary Magdalene, and her Gospels are surfacing. And it's clear she had a central role in Jesus' life. At the dawn of a new age, partnership needs to be our model. In the patriarchies way back when, women were taken to be the property of men, bought and sold along with cattle, along with sheep, burnt offerings. And so we're at the dawning of new principles. It's about partnership, not ownership. It's about the virtues and values that come with women that celebrate life and love. It's not about the death and destruction, the lies and the fear and intimidation that have operated hitherto. It's about governments honoring the people, not repressing them, as governments seem to have thought their job was in the past. It's about the reign of the poets. It's about the reign of the brothers and sisters. It's about the reign of love and truth here, and a rich and flourishing earth. And rethinking ourselves at every level and depth, in the general way, waking up, first of all, to what we have thought of ourselves as here, what we have been doing here to the planet and each other, and who and what the planet really is. This means a whole new attitude to the earth. And for every one of us, if we reincarnate, there's only one question: who am I? What am I here for? Is this what I'm supposed to be about? Amassing possessions and watching TV all day? Is that what I'm here for? Is that what life is about? People are waking up and closing books and starting to think for themselves with that central question: who am I? That's been the question of philosophy from the beginning. It's always been answered by the great men. The great men have left us a world in ruins. There's something seriously the matter with the way they thought. And so I propose a new question for everyone. Who am I at the beginning of a new age? And what are the new principles? And I'll end by saying we need a new science, in fact. Behind the destruction of the planet is this whole male impulse. It is all behind the destruction of the planet is also the image that science has of nature, that nature is just mechanisms. It's just matter. It's cleverly wired machines. Animals are just automata. Animals are expressions of spirit. The trees are just about a perfect incarnation of spirit, more than we can be. It calls for a new science. And again, a science based on a new principle, not matter and mechanism, not the forces. The new principle is consciousness. That the universe is essentially consciousness and not matter. Everything has consciousness. Everything is awake and aware and alive. Everything is intelligent. Human beings have to stop promoting themselves to the first place, to the highest place, and start being a part of nature and living in harmony with nature. And so I say, the darkness, the long, dark night, the winter of the human race, all bound up with fear and separation, is over. And what we are on the edge of is our springtime, based on love and consciousness and connectedness and oneness and all the things that we have pushed away from ourselves for so long. And it's based upon knowing the truth about ourselves. We had our divinity wrong in the past. It's time to get our divinity right, and the fact that we share our divinity with every other creature on the planet. And so let's build a beautiful new world here, that we can be worthy of the planet, and once again we can walk and talk with spirit about everything. And that's what I have to say to you. And I think it's a very exciting time that these storms, these elections, the underdog coming up, the issues that are rocking our age are all part of this enormous awakening that's going on. And today is about the second coming, and today is about every one of you being the second coming. You are the Christ. You are the second coming. Go for it. This is your hour. It's your time. It's your reason for being here now. The time has come. It's your time. Go for it. And so, in the middle of a very cold winter day, I say, welcome to spring. It doesn't feel like the spring, and it doesn't look like the spring, but it is.